This is Koreascape on TBS EFM 101.3 megahertz in Seoul and surrounding areas. Here's hoping you are enjoying your extended holiday weekend. We're going to talk tourism as we always do on Friday. We have guest host and professional tourist, that's actually her job title, Jiemin Yoon. We're going to talk about some very timely issues in travel and tourism. Jiemin, welcome.
Hello.
So what are we going to talk about today on this travel week?
Yeah, so definitely we're in the travel week, so we'll be talking about travel week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was kind of cool. The government made this day a holiday so that everybody can get a nice 4-day block if they want of just chilling out or of travel. From May 1st to 14th in general, these are considered travel weeks by the federal government here. So tell us more about the travel week concept.
Well, the travel week concept has started as a tourism week in 2014, and it usually is held twice a year in spring and fall, and it lasts usually for 2 weeks. And this year marks that they changed the name from the tourism week to travel week to make it more friendly to more people. So I talked about like differences in tourism and travel on the first day of the show in talking tourism, and it's quite interesting for me that they have changed the name from tourism to travel.
Is the word travel more friendly than tourism?
I guess so, because tourism sounds more like economy or industry, but travel is the word that people can more like relate themselves to.
I see. So yeah, it's almost a more independent kind of thing. It feels less industrial, as you say. Maybe you should change your job title to professional traveler.
Well, I'm talking about tourism as a traveler, and I would like to spread more about the concept of tourism, so I might do both.
It's all very confusing to me, Jiemin.
Yeah,
I'm glad
it
that there are
is.
professionals like you
I should do
to
better.
sort me out. Now,
Yeah.
these travel weeks, they're sometimes kind of come with a theme, right?
Yeah, well, this year's theme is more about the romance. The first Saturday of May is the couple's day, and the second Saturday of May is the wife's day. So this year's travel week will have like a hashtag, the couple's day, hashtag the wife's day. So it's more romantic, I would say.
The wife seems to get like a double dip there, right? Because she gets the couple's day and
Yeah,
wife's day. Why does she make out so well?
So there is this so this time there is a marketing director for the travel week, and he made the storyline that the couples can go on a trip and they would become like husband and wife for the travel week. So it's like a romantic story going on with those days in the travel week, which I thought was very interesting.
Leave as a single person, come back as engaged. Is that the idea?
I guess so.
Wow, that's some powerful travel.
Yeah, and the marketing director said that, it is very interesting that every marketing is successful when women are attracted, like Pepero Day or White Day, like all the presents and marketing are going on for the girls.
Now I see the method to the madness. And that's true on the restaurant level too, right? I mean, if a restaurant or a bar, and nowadays this craft beer trend appeals to young women, you better believe the guys are going to be there kind of in tow.
So they have the same like strategy for the travel week here. So a lot of marketing taglines are focused on such story like, "Hey honey, how long has it been since we went on trip together?"
Okay.
So that makes women to be more enthusiastic about travel and go spend money and by going on a trip.
And let's not fool ourselves. I mean, women tend to be the actual head of the households, no matter what men tend to think, right? So it fits very well with this month of the family. May is in Korea the month of the family, children's this, that, and the other thing. So travel dovetails quite nicely with that.
Yeah. So those kind of like family concept and the couples concept are expected to increase the travel and impact the local economy and everything. But what is special about this travel week is that this year's travel week, the ministry will promote the 17 best-selling tour products. So they'll prepare the products and they'll be actually operating all those local travel products by themselves. And more than 12,000 companies are participating, and all of the attractions will have discounts or even like free entrances for like the national attractions like museums or palaces.
Cool.
And for the temple stay, 76 temples will offer their rooms at 10,000 won, which is quite cheap.
It's very cheap.
And also the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism is planning to partner with the Ministry of Education to recommend schools to have voluntary holidays during the travel week so that family can go on a travel.
When the government decides that it's a holiday, the schools have to follow suit, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For the May 6th.
For the May 6th,
yeah.
for this holiday.
Mm-hmm.
But for sort of the more vague ones, the recommended holidays,
Yeah.
then the schools can choose
Mm-hmm.
case by case.
So I guess that could be like a voluntary for the schools to participate during the travel week to have another day off or not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are the social outcomes that they're striving for these travel weeks and getting people sort of together and out there on the road?
Well, actually, having a holiday, like having a day off, would make families to get together and spend time together, which is good for the family. And also, it has the side of the economic issues, which means that the traveling can boost up the domestic economy by making people to spend money
Yeah.
on the local economy, like going to the restaurant
Yeah.
or book accommodation and so on. So, especially for the local economy in the countryside, they would get more economic benefits because of this travel week, because everyone will be out there somewhere.
Well, and you mentioned this sort of romantic aspect a bit earlier. This country is always looking for new hacks to get people to have children. We have a real demographic
Yeah.
crisis here. So if these, weeks of travel and spending time together as couples leads to increased birth rates, so much the better, right?
Okay, yeah. I think so.
Am I reading too much into travel? Am I expecting too much? Yeah. But I mean, we've heard some complaints, not a lot of complaints about these sort of artificial holidays, that they don't necessarily boost the economy as much as people expect, and some people who work small businesses or small jobs, it can be inconvenient for them, right?
Mhm. Yeah, like for small businesses, I saw this poll on the travel week, and also the small businesses which run like restaurants and hotels, they could get some economic benefits. But on the other side, like small business which has like hagwon, like academies or like a school, like small schools, they would have a day off, which means it has like a less economic benefits for
Yeah.
them. So they might be having like economic burden. And also the travel industry is saying that the early May has always been a high season because of the family days, like Children's Day or like Parents' Day.
Not to mention the weather is glorious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The weather is so nice. And also the Buddha's birthday.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Buddha's birthday as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
So they are saying that this kind of campaign should be done in the low season to boost up the economy, which will bring more actual economic benefits for the travel industry.
Yeah, sort of the doldrum times. As a tourism industry person, when are the low season kind of times in Korea?
Well, it's actually the highest season would be the summer vacation, the winter vacation.
Okay.
So compared to that, spring and fall would be like a low season. But
Okay.
among the spring and fall season, there is the low season and high season.
Yeah.
Especially like the early May is the high season.
And maybe
while
March might be the low
yeah,
season?
like well, even in April, it's just a week
Okay.
ahead. Like at the end of April could be low season compared to the high season
Got
of
it.
the first week of the May.
Okay.
And it is also hard for the travel vendors to have more discounts in high season, because for this travel week, the government is pushing the travel industry to have more discounts to make more people to go on a travel, but it's a high season, so they don't really have much room to have a discount.
Uh-huh.
And well, although travel industry is asking to change the campaign period towards the low season, the government side is different. They mentioned that it is important to make awareness among the general public to let them know of the importance of travel first and change it to the low season later. So it's like a process of building a brand of travel week.
You know what's interesting to me? I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said one of the complaints about today's specific holiday is that the government waits until the very last minute to decide whether it's going to be a holiday. And somebody speculated that they do that so that people won't have a lot of advance planning time to plan international travel. Instead, they're going to stay in Korea and spend the money here.
Yeah.
You think there's any truth to that?
Well, it might be a way to, like boost up the domestic
Yeah.
travel. But yeah, because even in domestic, it's really hard to book a travel.
Yeah,
Like
right.
a
The
day
tickets
before
fill
or
up.
like a few days before. It just fills up like immediately after people just decide to. So
But the logic is that if people know they're going to have like 4 days off
That's
2 months
true.
ago, oh, hey, let's go to Malaysia, let's go to Thailand, you know, they'll get out of the country, whereas it kind of defeats the purpose. So maybe they do kind of wait until the very last minute for that very reason.
maybe.
Yeah, so there's some low season, high season complaints. And I guess there is sort of an inward focus in that this is all focused right on Korean families, right?
Yeah, another issue is that, as you mentioned, the campaign is only targeted towards Koreans to boost up the domestic economy. But some people are saying that the campaign could be expanded to foreign tourists, as the campaigns are held at almost same seasons every year. It could be helpful attracting more foreign tourists.
Sure.
So they might be including like foreign tourists in like a process of building the brand.
Yeah. Well, there are blocks of marketing time that would be advantageous when aimed internationally. Obviously, not too long ago, China had its May Day week. The United States has various holidays, Labor Day and 4th of July, things like that, when you could do targeted deals to get more tourists over to Korea. What about you? You describe yourself as a professional tourist. How does this how does Travel Week affect you personally?
Well, there are officially 8 travel designers participating in the Travel Week event, and I'm one of them.
You're one of
So,
the 8 designers.
yeah,
Has the
they
power
have
gone to
this-
your head?
They have this title of like travel designers, which are like travelers who are very active in the social media, so that they can post a lot of like travel posts during the Travel Week season.
I'm almost turning green to think of the free travel you're going to be getting. So are you going to be getting to see some of Korea?
Well, yeah, well, not only free travels, but I'll be traveling every day during the Travel Week. I'll be surfing in Donghae. I'll be going to Busan. I'm gonna go on a hike, maybe in Bukhansan,
Wow,
and riding a boat in West Sea.
in the West Sea.
A lot of like travel plans are ahead of me, and well, even in Seoul, I might be traveling around in Seoul and finding a new spots in in Seoul area,
And
the
one
central
thing,
area.
one thing I neglect to mention quite often when you are in here, in addition to this particular segment that you do for us at TBS, you have kind of your own social media footprint out there. If people want to hear and sort of experience vicariously your travels, where can they go?
Yeah, well, I'll be live on Facebook and the official Travel Weeks page. They'll be posting my content travel stories on the Facebook page.
You don't happen to have a URL for the Travel Week page, do you? Or have they
I
come
think
up
you
with
can
it? Just Google
type
it.
in like Travel Week 여행주간 and you'll find a page.
여행주간.
And
Okay.
yeah, and all the videos that I tape will be uploaded on YouTube also. So
That's cool. And
Yeah.
do you do dual language content? Do you do some Korean, some English?
yeah. And also the Travel Week, they have the official hashtag, which is quite special about this year's Travel Week. They will have a hashtag 여행주간, Travel Week in Korean. So if you're traveling during the Travel Week, put a hashtag so that everyone could be like blasting about travels during the Travel Week on social media.
Hashtag 여행주간.
Yeah.
It's travel month and family month here in Korea. I hope Jimin has inspired all of you out there. That's Talking Tourism for today. Jimin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Koreascape resumes right after this.